Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I am Mr. Blackhammer, Mr. Blackhammer, 2021. I'm back with another review. WWE SummerSlam 21. I'm 2021, and oh boy, man, I got a lot to talk about. There is gonna be a rant on for what happened in this, in this show. First of all, the show was boring. The show was a major letdown. The show sucked. I think there were only two matches that saved the damn show. We are gonna go over all the matches. I got it right here in my notes. I wrote it down. This show was a major letdown, major disappointment. This show was a snooze fest. Most of the matches were boring. Most of the matches did not belong on the show. Most of these matches were a Monday Night Raw or SmackDown episode. A lot of matches were boring. Most did not care for. The crowd were dead for the entire match. Now, I thought there were 50,000 fans, but there was actually 46 fans on the show. I did see a lot of reactions. I did watch a lot of people talk about it. So my video is sponsored by all my friends and all my favorite subscribers, all the YouTubers like Monster, Just Alex, JD from New York. I give a shout out to my friend Jamari. And let's get right into the show. I will be doing a live ranting. Like there were some big return. Becky Lynch finally came back after over a year and absolutely killed the women's division. She buried Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair is buried. We are gonna go over it. Brock Lesnar came back to confront Roman Reigns, and it looked like they were gonna get Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. I don't know why we should care why anyone interested in another Lesnar and Reigns feud when we saw it before. It might be better now because Roman is now a heel. And the match, and then Bill Goldberg and Bobby Lashley, we all knew this match would tear. This match was a complete waste of time. It should never happen. How dare the company put that match and give it that ending? We all gonna go over it. The best match was John Cena and Roman Reigns, Edge and Seth Rollins. Those were the only two matches that saved this show. There were 10 matches on the main show. And man, these shows should not be 4 hours. The show was almost 4 hours long. It started at 8. I think it ended at 12. Man, this show was... Man, the crowd was out of it. The crowd was exhausted because the show went late. Alright. Now before I rant, let me start with some of these, Now before I do my rant video, I think I'll go in order here. The first match we had... and by the way, like a lot of these matches felt worse. That's another thing I did not like. A lot of these matches felt worse. I don't know what it is with booking SummerSlam. A lot of these matches like the 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minute matches that did not belong on the pay-per-view. I'm like the Goldberg and Bobby Lashley match. We will go over that. That match was garbage. A complete waste of time. And then we had the Eva Marie and Alexa Bliss. Lasted 5 minutes. Nobody cared. It was a waste of time. Eva Marie is buried. Piper never turned on her. I think we all expected that was gonna happen, but nobody cared about this match. And this match happened on very early. And like I said, Bianca Belair buried by Becky Lynch in like 6 seconds. This match was awful. I don't know. It showed you what the real things about the women's division and the women's wrestling. It was awful. Alright, so now before I rant on those, I will start off with the opener. There was a pre-show match where Big E beat Baron Corbin and got his Money in the Bank back. Big E got a big pop. Big E's over. Baron Corbin, no one cared about Baron Corbin. Hopefully Baron Corbin go back to Titus Catering. No one cared about him. And hopefully they book Big E in a big feud and take him more seriously. But anyway, let's start with the main show. Randy Orton and Matt Riddle defeated AJ Styles and Omos for the Raw Tag Team Championship. The match went 7 minutes. It felt worse. It was pretty quick. As soon as it picked up, it was over. Now, I'm glad that RK Bro won. It was the right decision. Going to prolong the storyline. Omos and AJ Styles were going to lose. AJ Styles is too good to be in the tag team. And hopefully he gets away from Omos. AJ Styles should be in a World Championship soon. He's a legend. He won the greatest wrestler on the planet. He's too good to be in a tag team with Omos. And Omos is holding AJ back. But yeah, the match was alright. Randy Orton match with a win. They got a big pop. The crowd was pumped. This was the right match to open the show because the crowd cared about this match because RK Bro is the only thing that's good on Monday Night Raw. It was saving the show. But it's not enough to save a 3-hour show on Raw. But Randy Orton and Matt Riddle are the only entertaining thing on Raw. So they won. And then we had Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie. The match went 5 minutes. I'm not gonna go over it. The match was garbage. Both women are terrible. Eva Marie has not shown that she got better. Eva Marie is awful. She's one of the worst women in that ring. She can't sell for Jack. She can't do a buckle bomb. And the entire feud happened all about a doll, if not about Lily. This match was terrible. And Alexa Bliss, her gimmick is just terrible. It's garbage. I don't know why she still had the Bray Wyatt gimmick. And after the match was over, so Bliss wins with a DDT. He beat Eva Marie and celebrate with the doll Lily. And after the match was over, Piper Niven, or Dewdrop, I should say, that's the name that they called her. She went on the mic and said, "The loser of this match is Eva Marie," and she put on the robe and walked away. So I guess they broke up Piper Niven from Eva Marie. Hopefully on Monday Night Raw, she go back to her real name, Piper Niven. And Eva Marie, I don't care what you do with her. No one cared about her. She got no reactions. She got booed out of the building. Eva Marie sucked. She's awful. And she's buried. Just like Shannon Baker. And then the second match, the third match with Damian Priest and Sheamus. This match was decent. It was pretty good. Damian Priest wins the United States title. He gets his moment. The crowd will be pumped for this match. I'm happy for Damian Priest. Hopefully he builds up the United States title and does good with it. The match went 15 minutes or 12 minutes. The match was pretty good. But again, like we saw this match a month ago. I mean, I wonder if the feud gonna be over. Maybe he might feud with The Miz and John Morrison. I hope not, because we've seen that feud already. Damian Priest, hopefully he builds up the United States title. I mean, Sheamus hadn't really done anything with the United States title, and the way how they booked him was lazy. He had the same match with Humberto and Ricochet. But Damian Priest went with the right choice. And then after that, we had the Usos and the Mysterios for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. The Usos beat the Mysterios. This match went 10 minutes, 8 minutes. No one cared about this match. We've seen this match how many times? We saw it at Money in the Bank. And I think the match they had last month was better. The next match, the crowd wasn't really pumped. Not gonna really care. We've seen this match how many times? And they traded victory back and forth on SmackDown in single matches with Ray and Jay and Jimmy and Ray. And that was it. I thought Dominic was gonna turn on his father because that's what the storyline was basically all about. Who knows? We might get that on SmackDown. I don't know who's interested in the Ray versus Dominic. I don't see why anyone would care. But the Usos were gonna win. I think we all knew that because the Usos have to look strong for Roman Reigns, and they gotta get ready for The Rock, because there's rumors that The Rock is coming back in probably around Survivor Series, and there's rumors about The Rock and Roman Reigns versus the Usos. I don't know what good that's gonna do, but I'll get into Roman Reigns and John Cena right at the end. Okay, so. And then we had Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. Oh boy, this was awful. Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. I thought the match was gonna happen, but I heard from a lot of other podcasters, a lot of people told me that the match was pulled. Sasha Banks was pulled from the show. She may have COVID, she may have an injury. I don't know what's going on with Sasha Banks, but Sasha Banks was not on the show. They advertised it on SmackDown. They advertised it the entire show on the pre-show, the entire show. And they showed the promo package, and once Bianca Belair came out, and then you heard the ring announcer Greg Hamilton said Sasha Banks unfortunately is not going to compete. So they gave her Carmella, who came out to no reaction. A lot of people were pissed that wasn't Sasha Banks, and they gave her Carmella, who nobody cared about. Now I feel bad for Carmella because she was overshadowed here because Becky Lynch made her return. She made her shocking return and said that she could challenge Bianca Belair. So she beats up Carmella. She could challenge Bianca Belair. For what? I don't know. She done nothing to earn a title, especially on SmackDown. And Bianca is set. The match lasted 10 seconds. 10 seconds. I think she hits her with her finisher, and she wins the SmackDown title, the SmackDown Women's title. For all the people that were praising it, that were happy to see Becky Lynch. Now she came out, she had a monster pop. Wasn't that loud, but people were happy to see her back. But to have her come in and squash Bianca Belair and bury her and kill that woman's career, WWE had killed the women's division. And this would really kill the entire show. And this right here sucked the life out of me and the entire show. After this embarrassing, disgusting disgrace, and this right here killed the entire show. The crowd was dead for the entire show up until Seth Rollins and Edge. So in the way how this match was booked, Becky Lynch might be a heel. She was pretty much portrayed as a heel. And this match, she shows up and after a title shot and said the EFT and the man are gonna blow the roof off their place. No, they weren't. It was the biggest embarrassment. How dare the company bury the talent? They buried Bianca Belair. They built Bianca Belair to win the Royal Rumble. Last over an hour. She main evented WrestleMania. I'm gonna say it again. She main evented WrestleMania against Sasha Banks. Had a 5-star classic with Sasha Banks, who won of the greatest women's wrestlers on the roster. She has a decent match with Bayley. She had a bunch of these matches with Carmella every single week. She goes to SummerSlam, had the match with Sasha. They advertised it all week. They advertised it all night. And Sasha Banks was both on the show. And I heard that WWE knew that Sasha Banks was not going to be on the show, but they still advertised it. They knew for a week that Sasha Banks was not going to be at SummerSlam, but they still advertised it. They still showed the promo package. And they bait and switch the fan. Becky Lynch comes back. She buried and killed Bianca Belair's career. Bianca Belair dead. I don't care what anyone said. I don't hear what anyone said. I don't hear anything about Bianca. She's dead. Buried. And this is why WWE will go back to the same old shit. It will never change their ways because creative freaking sucks. And this is what killed the entire show for me. I know a lot of people hated it. They done Bianca dirty. And this right here killed the entire show. After that, nobody cared about anything else. And then we had Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal. Nobody cared. It went 4 or 5 minutes. Drew McIntyre went with the Claymore kick. Nobody cared. The crowd was dead. No one cared about Jinder Mahal. He's awful. Drew McIntyre is boring as a babyface. I said this in my other video. Nobody cared about this match. I don't know why it was on the pay-per-view. It was not a pay-per-view worthy match. The feud had been awful. Match was terrible. Match was boring. It should have been on Monday Night Raw. And then after that, we have Charlotte Flair. She defeat Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ass, or Nikki Trash, I should say. She won the Women's title. Nobody cared about this match. The match wasn't that great. Nobody cared. The build had been awful. It's nothing but 50-50 booking, trading victory back and forth. Nobody gave a shit about this match. Charlotte win another championship. It's not doing anything for the rating. It's not saving the division. Charlotte buried and killed the division because Rhea Ripley is buried. Nikki Ass is dead, buried. They killed her gimmick. I don't know why they gave her the title last month. What a waste of Money in the Bank. She won the Money in the Bank. She cashed it in on the next night on Charlotte, and they have her lose her first match as champion. And then she gets a win back, and then she loses to Rhea Ripley, and then she lost in a tag team match on the Go Home show. It's nothing but 50-50 booking. Nobody cares. Charlotte had been booked the strongest in this feud, said how she's better, said how Nikki and Rhea will never be on her level, and she's right. I don't know why they called it Rhea Ripley. I don't know why they gave Nikki Ass the gimmick. Anyway, nobody cares. And this sucked the life out of the show. The crowd was dead for 2 of these matches. McIntyre and Ginger After that Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair debacle, and the awful creative booking decision of giving Becky Lynch the SmackDown Women's title, it makes no sense. I mean, Becky Lynch is a member of the Raw roster. She relinquished the Raw Women's title. She went away for over a year, shows up, makes a return at SummerSlam, and she's challenging for the SmackDown title against Bianca Belair. And this match was terrible. Like I said, I'll say it again, Bianca Belair is buried, dead. They killed that woman's career. They wasted this entire year building her up into a mega star. To be losing in 10 seconds to Becky Lynch, who should not even earn a title shot. She should never won it. Well, now she's on SmackDown, and she's gonna be a heel, because WWE have made us all hate Becky Lynch. She's gonna be portrayed as a heel. She was pretty much a heel tonight, attacking Carmella, going after Bianca. She was a heel. Fans will never cheer for Becky. I don't care who you are, I ain't gonna cheer for Becky. And like I said, and this will kill the entire show. Who would have thought that Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, both champions on two different brands, it's the same shit they did like 3 years ago. How they were both champions last time. One way to kill the women's division, you might as well get rid of the title. You might as well send Bianca back to NXT or release her. One way to kill that woman's career. And that killed the entire show. After that, no one cared about these two matches. I already went over the McIntyre and Mahal match and the triple threat match. And after that, finally we have a SummerSlam quality match, the best match on the entire show. Seth Rollins versus Edge. This match was on fire. The crowd was enjoying it. The match was great. It was a 5-star classic. The feud had been booked great. The promo was phenomenal. Seth Rollins is a great wrestler. Edge is a lot better than what he was in 2006. The match was great. Edge had a great entrance. He had that blood over moon entrance. He had the nightshade and the fire in the background. The match was great. He went with the crossface. He made Seth Rollins tap out. I wonder if this is a one-off or if the feud going to continue. It might continue going into Extreme Rules, and Rollins might get his win back, and that's when he'll get the stipulation. And Rollins might win, and he'll take out Edge. And then he'll probably move on to Roman Reigns or Big E, maybe. Hopefully. I can't see the feud ending after this. The way how they booked it, and the way how they brought back the Edge of old. They could continue at Extreme Rules, maybe. But anyway, the match was fantastic. Edge was a lot better than in 26 and on 2006. Yeah. And then after that, we get this garbage. Bobby Lashley versus Bill Goldberg for the WWE title. This match was god awful. This match was pathetic. A complete waste of time. The match should never happen. Goldberg is this was the worst match of the entire night. Goldberg was horrendous in that ring. He should not be in the ring at his age 54. He cannot wrestle. Goldberg botched a lot in this match. I thought the match was going to be 2 minutes, but the match went 7 minutes, and it started out at a slow, methodical pace. It started off with headlocks and wrestles, and I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like, Jesus, man, are they trying to make Goldberg wrestle a regular match? They're trying to make Goldberg think he can wrestle? Goldberg looks like garbage in that ring. Goldberg nearly killed Bobby Lashley on 4 different occasions. He nearly killed Bobby Lashley. He threw him off the top rope. Bobby Lashley almost broke his neck. Goldberg actually bought the power slam. He can't do a power slam correctly. And Goldberg no-sold the cane work that MVP did. MVP hit him with a cane. Goldberg had a late reaction. He hesitated, had a late reaction. And Bobby Lashley went after his leg the entire match. Goldberg couldn't stand up, and the referee called off the match. The referee stopped the match. He called off the match, and the ring announcer said Goldberg is unable to compete. The match ended, and the referee stopped it. And the way how they played out, it looked like that the match is gonna happen. I don't think the feud is over. I think the match is gonna continue at Extreme Rules or in Saudi Arabia. and that's where we get the finish. But man, I mean, this match was pathetic and a complete waste of time. How dare you put this on the show and give us that ending? People hated this match. Goldberg got booed out of the building. Goldberg was pretty much the heel going into this match. Cause there was a group, cause I watched it. Like there was a good portion of the crowd booing Bill Goldberg. Nobody cared about Bill Goldberg. People are sick and tired of seeing the guy. Goldberg is hated and despised by the fans and people in the community. This match was pathetic. Goldberg was pretty much acting like the heel. Bobby Lashley was, even though Bobby is a heel, he was acting like the babyface. He got the most cheers. No one was booing Bobby Lashley. If you've seen Bobby Lashley and the Hurt Business and know how they booked Bobby Lashley for over a year, you ain't booing Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley is a cool heel. This match was garbage. Goldberg had no business being in the ring. This guy needs to go away and retire. Keep this guy away from WWE. Keep him away from titles. He had no business. And you expect me to think that the guy deserved the championship? The guy was horrendous in that ring. Yes, so the referee stopped the match, and then Goldberg's son Gage comes in, jumps on Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley puts him in a hurt lock. He didn't know that it was him. MVP told him to stop. He didn't know that it was him. And then Bobby Lashley grabs the chair, beats up Bill Goldberg, hit him with the chair over time, and that's when his son came in and jumped on Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley put him in the hurt lock. He did not realize it was Gage. And that was it. And then they left the ring. Lashley holding up the title. Bill Goldberg said, "I'm gonna kill you." This match was pathetic, a complete waste of time. Crowd hated the finish. But the way how this ended, they left it. And like I think the match is gonna happen again at Extreme Rules or in Saudi Arabia, and I think Goldberg's gonna win. I think they want to end Saudi Arabia to where Goldberg wins another championship, just like last year. Because last year in Saudi Arabia, Goldberg beat Bray Wyatt for the Universal title. And now we're going to do the same thing to Bobby Lashley. And that will kill Monday Night Raw. And who is Goldberg going to drop it to? I don't know. I don't care. This match was terrible. Complete waste of time. I'm not going to go over it anymore. I know a lot of people were ranting and talking about it. I'm not going to go over it. And finally, the main event. Pretty much the best match on the show. John Cena versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. It took us 4 hours to get to the best match on the entire show. This match was 4 or 5 stars. It started off slow and methodical, and they finally picked up, and they told the story that if John Cena gonna win or not. Now the match was pretty predictable. I think we all knew that Roman Reigns was gonna win. It was pretty predictable based on what he said on SmackDown on Friday, saying that if he doesn't win, then he's leaving WWE. Well, we all know that's not gonna happen. Of course, he's not leaving WWE. Roman Reigns is too good. Roman Reigns is a draw. The match was great. I love the story they told in this match. It definitely saved the show. The crowd was into it. There was "This is awesome" chant. I just thought John Cena was gonna win because he kept doing the roll up. He did the AA on the steel steps. Roman Reigns kicked out. Now the best part, I think my favorite part is how Roman Reigns plays it up to the crowd. Of how he taunted the crowd. He walked on the barricade, hold his title, taunted to the crowd, tell him to acknowledge me. I love it. Roman Reigns as a heel is great. And it's gold. And Roman Reigns won clean. I was surprised that it was a clean finish. He won with one spear. I was surprised it was a clean finish. There was no interference from anyone. I thought Finn Balor might come out. Or the Usos or Finn Balor might come out, but nope. And he won clean. Raising the title, pointing. He did the "You Can't See Me" to John. And all of a sudden, before the show ends, Brock Lesnar comes out. Brock Lesnar comes out. And the place goes crazy. It goes banana. Brock Lesnar makes his return after being absent for over a year. He looked fantastic. He looked larger than ever. He got a beard, a ponytail. He's in these street clothes. Brock Lesnar been on the farm. He been a bustler. He been working. Crowd go crazy. And he stared down Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns walks out of the ring. And that was it. The show ends. This show was disappointing. It was a letdown. There were only two matches on this show: Seth Rollins and Edge, John Cena and Roman Reigns. That was it. Dope man for 5 stars. That would save the show, and that was great. Everything else was a Monday Night Raw or SmackDown house show. Everything else was like no one really cared about. Only 2 matches saved a 4-hour show. Deep pay-per-views does not need to be 4 hours. First of all, a SummerSlam should not be 4 hours. We should not have 10 matches on the card. It's way too much. Because the crowd was dead for most of the match. The show was a snooze fest right after the Bianca Belair debacle, which how she lost the title. Man, I can't wait to see what happens on Raw and SmackDown. Now, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, I guess I'm a little interested, even though we've seen the match and the feud. But I think the feud can be better because Roman Reigns is now a heel. He's with Paul Heyman. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns both have Paul Heyman by their side. So I think the build can be great. Brock Lesnar's not winning it. I don't want to see Brock Lesnar be champion again. I think we've been through that for years now. I don't want him to be champion because he's a part-timer. He does not need titles anymore. As much as I love Brock Lesnar, Brock is a legend. Brock wrestled what he had to. No one does it better than Brock Lesnar. But I think we're over him as champion. Last time we saw Brock Lesnar, he lost to Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania last year in that empty warehouse. So yeah, like, there's no way Brock is winning. No way. So, yeah, I think that's it. Hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned. I'm not sure if I'll do a NXT takeover. I know NXT comes on tonight. Not sure if I'll do it. I will do some other videos of The Walking Dead. I will record that and do Walking Dead reviews to see how good that is. But until next time, this is Mr. Blackhammer.